Okay, hello again everybody. The anime that we'll be reviewing for this one is DokiDoki Precure. Or, let's see, the other name for it would be, DokiDoki Precure, the full name. I own the rights to none of this anime. There will be some spoilers, and there will be some cursing. Why? Okay, so this show is 49 episodes. And it is a fairly recent anime. It ran from February 3rd, 2013 to January 26th, 2014. So it took a year. Anyway, time for a little summary. Ida Mana is a girl who has always been eager to do things for the sake of others. One day, when she's visiting Clover Tower during her school's orientation program, an enemy who calls himself Selfish appears suddenly and tries to manipulate her inner heart. To fight the enemy, she borrowed power from a magical fairy, Sharuru, to transform into Precure. To protect the peace of the world, the other legendary Precure joined her in battle. A mysterious baby also appears, making each day a heart-throb extreme. The four cures, always holding love in their hearts, are battling for the world's fate. Okay, so that's a basic summary. Now, as you can probably tell, this thing is kind of oriented maybe towards little girls and going to be corny as hell, which it was. I mean, sure, the intended audience, it kind of seems like it was maybe 13 to 15-year-old girls, maybe. I don't know. I mean, unless you're into that type of thing. I mean, it was kind of good in my opinion. It just had some quirks. And here are some of the quirks. First off, it is freaking corny. Like, come on. It's like, oh, the power of love. It's like, okay, yes, we get it now. Shut up with the freaking love. It's like, love will always be in our hearts. And it's like, good lord. Ugh. That was fucking corny. Another kind of, I mean, sure, I can get all the magical shit. I can do all that. But one thing that's kind of annoying to me, like, okay, Ida Mana, yeah, there's already one Precure out there. Precure Sword. I don't know who she is at the beginning. But then Ida, she becomes Cure Heart. Then she has two other friends who become Cure Diamond and Cure Rosetta. I don't get how those Cure Heart I can understand. Cure Diamond, Cure Rosetta, and Cure Sword, I have no fucking idea where they get those names. Oh yeah, and before I should move on, I shouldn't tell you this. There's like a whole freaking Precure series. There's like 7 different series, and they're all like 49 episodes. But they're all different things. So there's different. So that's why I'm treating them. This is a separate series because there's other Precure series, but they go under different names and they're different characters, different plots, all that. So they're technically their own mini-series, which is why I'm doing it on one separate thing instead of a whole couple thousand episodes. Graduation. Anyway. So yeah, DokiDoki Precure. Yes, and I don't get the Cure Heart thing. What name I can understand. The other 3 names can't really understand. One thing that was kind of annoying is like every time they freaking transform into the Precures, they have to go through the whole freaking transformation sequence every time. The entire thing. They cannot just okay. That first time they transform, okay, sure I can understand that. But then for all the rest of 49 episodes, they do the transformation scene full. And when you have 4 of them there comes 5 later on. That gets fucking annoying. It's like, come on, you're taking up 2 minutes of time here to do this. Like, what the hell? I mean, that was just kind of annoying, but I could live with that. Another kind of thing that was annoying is like, they transform and they're like, I am Pure Heart or Pure Diamond. Like, how do you fucking know your names? It's like, it's not like, here, you transform into power, you're Precure. And it's like, really? Okay. I can dig that. I can get it. Well, not dig that, but I can get it. This sounds like, but how do you know the fucking name? How do you know the freaking name of all your equipment? And how do you know how to use it all? Like you've been using it for the past 5 years. And then new shit keeps on getting on. Like, when instant something pops up, it's like, oh, it's a so and so, and you use it like this. It's like, oh, for the love of God. Just give us. Just act like you don't know what's going on for one fucking moment. The only thing they don't know what's fucking going on is like where the princesses of the Trump kingdom that they're searching for, and what the selfish are doing. Everything, like, the only thing they don't know is what the enemies are doing. That's pretty much the only thing. Everything else, everything about them, they're like, oh, they already know it already. It's like, oh, for goodness sake. Excuse me. Okay. Let me think. What else did I watch of this? Yeah. I mean, it was kind of cute and doing that. Or I mean, sure, it took a while to watch. No, I'd say, well, it took me 2-3 days because I kind of. When I start watching something, I finish it. It doesn't usually take that long unless other shit happens. Anyway. Yeah, this one was weird. I'm sure. Okay, I can dig it being like, okay. Yeah, we got, okay, fine, you're doing name change to war, you know your stuff. Like, okay, we're fighting selfish, like people's selfish desires. Like, okay, there's these there's these 3 main bad guys. There we go. And like, basically, there's a bit of selfishness in a human's heart. They can extort that and make the heart all black. Which point the heart comes out of the person, and it's shaped like a heart. And I think it's kind of like a heart-shaped hole on the chest where the heart is. I mean, that transforms into whatever they're being kind of a selfish. It turns into a monster who is kind of takes on what they're being selfish about. That person was being selfish about wanting to cross was like in a hurry, but the streets were red. The street light was red, and then he tells us about how there should be like no light, all lights should stop or something for him. It's like his heart becomes selfish, or whatever. He becomes kind of streetlight monster that's able to stop everything. That kind of explains it. Like there's also like one little kid where it's like he wants to selfishly drive the train, so he becomes a selfish monster that is like the train. Okay, I can understand that. Where were they going with this? Okay, whatever. But yeah, there's all like basically, Ida and her 2 friends who have, just for the sake of it, but yeah, her 2 friends in this world are Rika and Aguri, and the other one, Makoto, is a Precure from the Trump kingdom, which is a kingdom that was already overrun by the selfish. And the king selfish. And yeah, basically, toward the end, of course, the king selfish is going to come to our world and wreak havoc. But he's only going to find out she can fight him all at once. I mean, as it was getting toward the end, I was looking for throughout the entire show, I was waiting for okay, this is going to be one of those ones where something bad's going to happen towards the very end, yeah, but something that's going to be saved. So I'm going to like that. And also, throughout the entire show, I was like, Adamana, the way she's pure, she's like the main central figure. I mean, sure, the 4 Precures are the main figures, but she's like the freaking main one. They're just the satellites orbiting kind of main characters. If that makes any sense. Anyway. So basically, yeah. So like throughout the entire show, I was kind of about half through the show, or the second half of the show, or 3/4 through the show. I was kind of waiting for her. I was waiting kind of for the selfishness to kind of force Ida's heart. Screw that. I'm just gonna call her Mana. That's what they call her in the show, Mana. To force Mana's heart to become as selfish. And it doesn't really happen until like the very fucking last episode. when it's something that this king selfish something or other does. Well, something really the king selfish. It's some kind of ancient primordial evil that took over the king of Trump Kingdom, made him King Selfish, but that they rescued him. Now this old evil is taken over kind of like one of the other selfish guys, and it's like made this super mega thing. And he now forces Ida's heart to become a selfish and take it out of her. It's like, okay, this happens. 3, 2, 1. Her heart comes back to being pink. It's like, for the love of God, couldn't you just have it stay that way for like more than 3 fucking seconds? Couldn't you have had them trying to, instead of it being going back to it by itself, couldn't you have just fucking had the other 3 go fight the guy for it back? Come on. Okay, because he uses like this dark energy, negative energy, to turn heart black. And when the heart is all black, it pops out. And when he's sitting there holding it after a few seconds, well, a few seconds in the show, and then he's sitting there laughing like, yeah, finally did it. Or the other 3 huddle around Mana like, oh no, Mana. It's like, there's a bit of pink starting to come back in the heart. He's like, more dark energy. Whoosh, heart goes back, throws back its wings. Yeah, heart throws wings when they come back. And it flies right back down to Mana. It's like, really? It took all of 3 to 5 seconds. Ugh. Like, I wanted more bad thing to happen. Well, you know what I mean. Excuse me. Tired. It's late here. Anyway, yeah. That was one thing that kind of pissed me off. It's like, come on, couldn't you have that? And she's like, yeah, guys, sorry to worry you. It's like, good lord. Again. Oh, yeah. It's also one thing about fighting these selfish. It's like, when they're fighting the selfish, they're using all these different things. And I just like, something canon or whatever. It's like basically a beam of love. Like when it hits one of like it's corny people, I tell you, it's corny as hell. When it hits one of the selfish and turns their heart, they're like, love, love, love. It does that every single time. That's all they do. Anyway. And there's also a movie that actually came out while it was being aired. So kind of weird. Anyway, here's a summary of that. Mana is given a wedding dress, which was worn by her mother and grandmother. All of a sudden, a mysterious man named Matthew appears and takes her to the past world. Mana is so glad to meet her grandmother and her beloved dog, Marrow, that she had a long time ago. But she can't find 2 of her best friends, Rick and Atlas. It looks her precious memories have been changed somehow. If things continue as it is, the future will be ruined too. Precure's girls fight to protect their memory of the future. This thing was even more fucking cornier than the show, or the regular series. And like they begin the beginning, like this thing was supposed to be when they a premiere thing, like when you first go like towards the like that you watch the theater when it first came out, because when they started off, they're like, okay, girls, we're like, okay, folks. Here you all these little magic flashlights. Whenever with the preachers in trouble, just turn them on, wave them, and maybe some magic would happen. It's like, oh, good lord. And they actually do that. Now, as you part later on, they're like, okay, people, we kind of need your help. It's like, oh. It was weird. And the fight scenes in the movie were definitely like so CG. You could tell they were CG. I mean, sure, it's all animated, but it was more of a 3D CG animated sort of fight thing. You could definitely tell. How do I go on about this? Okay, this one was just freaking corny. it's like this. I don't know quite what the show was. But like early on, they all get trapped back into memories, and then for the most of the show, they're in their memories. But then they come out like 3/4 of the way through to go do this, and then they have to go time travel through the help of the audience to go fight the main bad guy, who was about to destroy their future. I guess it wasn't already confusing enough. And it turns out this guy, Myro, is actually her dog, Marshmallow. Well, I mean, this guy, Matthew, is actually Marrow, her dog, Marshmallow. Well, Marrow is short for Marshmallow. It's like, excuse me? It's like, this is all that, like, okay, sure. But like, when they fight the bad guy, the final end, they're like, she's like, oh, power of love or whatever, blah blah blah. She gets a new Precure outfit. It's a fucking wedding dress thing. It's like, what the hell is going on? This makes no sense. The TV series, it could have, sure, most people can watch it if they can stand doing all the love talk all the time. It is the movie that makes it seem like made towards the little 14-year-old girls. Just the movie. I mean, sure, I watched the TV series, and I was like, okay, this is kind of good. A little annoying, a little corny, but okay, I can do it. The movie, it's fucking annoying. It is one of the ones that is made for little girls, it seems. Pardon. Okay. I think that's everything I have to go on for that one. So let's see. Rating time. For the TV series, I'd maybe give it a 6.5, 7 maybe. I mean, I did like it. It takes them off like the corniness. I mean, sure, it was okay, but I wasn't in love with it. Pardon the pun. For the movie, maybe a 5. I mean, sure, I kind of liked it. The turn-offs were kind of like all the fucking corniness and the little girl scenes. Like, come on, fucking wand magic light things to help the Precures. It's like, this is a show that's gonna be aired everywhere. You can probably buy this on DVD. So why? Well, maybe the DVD package comes with this little white thing, this little wand light to help them out. I don't know, it's just fucking weird. But yeah, so for both the movie and the show, I'll probably give it a 6. Yeah, put those two together. That seems good. Well, that was another review, and I'll see you next time.